a little bit different we're trying out here on Breath Weapon X. To give some context, so I've been a Cineworld card holder since I went to university. In fact, maybe just about then, just since my A-levels, because it's when I got my first job and then can't put my money into that. So I've been watching films in cinema for a long time, and I kind of just want to do kind of short little reviews, 10-minute reviews or so, on different films that come out, and especially being Breath Weapon X, where we're a little bit nerdy, maybe. I think that's fair to say, a little bit nerdy. I thought Black Adam would be a fantastic place to start, because it's a film that I know it came out on Thursday or Friday, and I saw it kind of got mixed reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure exactly where we're at right now, but I kind of want to review these videos for what they are. Or review these films for what they are. This isn't trying to be a highbrow piece of art. It's trying to be a really cool superhero movie. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with these reviews. And I've got my cup of tea. So, Black Adam. First of all, to give you a little context, The Rock signed up for this role, years ago, like a long, long time ago. I'm thinking like just post Man of Steel, maybe even before Batman Superman. He signed up to be Black Adam, and that was huge news because The Rock was kind of really coming off a high at that time. And it's kind of, I think it's fair to say this has taken a long time to develop this film. And I think the other worry people had coming into this is, well, how do you make a film about Black Adam? He's a villain. He's usually a foil. He's not, generally he's not the main character. And also, The Rock is a bit of a strange case in the sense that it literally, things like when he does the Fast Furious movies, it's written into his contract how many times he's allowed to be punched. And that's a big, I won't say issue in those films, is like you've got Jason Statham and The Rock and things going like, oh, I can only be punched 7 times, and I can't be punched by Vin Diesel, and I can't be punched, and it's like, so how do you make a superhero film with this, maybe difficult's a harsh word, but somewhat difficult actor, especially when he's playing a villain? And I think it's definitely, I'm not too familiar with the source material other than I read some DC comics growing up, and I know him as a foil to the Justice League or to Shazam, and I've played Injustice and things like that. So I don't know how true to the character this is, but I thought they played it really well. He's clearly not a good guy. He is, the setting of the film is Kahndaq, and it's modern day Kahndaq, and Kahndaq's kind of been taken over by all these mercenaries. By the way, I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible. Taken over by all these mercenaries, and basically the people of Kahndaq are fed up of being basically not encamped. They're not really colonized, but they just basically, their land is being strip mined for this precious metal that's really magical / useful. And the people have had enough. So you see this little team which is led by Sarah Shahi, who my girlfriend says is really good in some program on Netflix. And they're looking for this special crown that's made of the special metal that is makes someone all powerful, and they give you this backstory of Black Adam and this king and how he was this champion and blah blah blah. So you kind of go with it, and they get this crown, and basically how the kind of the rest of the movie plays out is the main antagonist tends to be the mercenaries in these cities, and then there's a bit of it's not a massive spoiler, but I'm going to keep it. There's something that happens at the end that makes that kind of reveals the main antagonist of this movie. And I think it's done, the kind of pacing of the film felt really good, because you don't have to wait too long for Black Adam to come out, and in his first scene you get a measure of his power. There are people shooting at him, there's helicopters, rockets, all of this. Bam, 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 bam. It's like, it's pretty crazy. And he doesn't care. Like, nothing affects him. Nothing even makes him shrug until this one rocket of, I think it's called Eternium. It's an Eternium rocket. The only issue with that is it never really went anywhere. It's like, oh, this weakens him. And I feel like there's a version of this movie where maybe the mercenaries fight a bit more with him, and that weakens him a bit more. But we never. It kind of happened, and he went, "Oh, this hurts a bit," and it even knocked him out. Actually, it knocks him out, but it doesn't go anywhere after that. So anyway, he's revealed, and he's like the people of Kahndaq think of him as a champion. He's their champion who's going to kick away the foreign invaders. Now, on the other side, Amanda Waller calls up Hawkman and the Justice Society, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy's dangerous. He's going to destabilize everything. Like he's like super powerful. We've got all these scriptures, and it's not good." So the Justice Society then go into this country, and the it's allegorical is probably the wrong term, but there's definitely parallels drawn to America sees something happening in the Middle East and sends them off and sends off their heroes or their armies to go and stabilize the region. And it's really well done in that sense, because these people go and they try and fight Black Adam, and it's, you know, no surprise of who the cast is. You've got Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher, who come across really cool. I want to come back to them in a minute. But basically, so they come in and they try and beat Black Adam, and he like, it's nothing. He no problem at all. They can't do anything to him because he's Black Adam. It's not really a surprise there, to be fair. And you see at the end of this, basically, the people of Kahndaq will go like, "Get out of here. We like Black Adam. He's helping us." And to be fair to the film and the studio, they like very explicitly say, they're like, "You've not come here to help us out. We've been oppressed for all these years. You've never come here. I've never seen superheroes come and liberate us. And now, sorry, someone here's trying to do good, and you're here to get rid of him." Well, actually, we're not for that. And they cause more damage being... It's a bit like Team America. If you've seen the opening scene in Paris, and they're like, "Yeah, we saved the day." Only they didn't even save the day, which is a bit awkward. But yeah, it's a bit like that. What I would say about the Justice Society. One, Aldous Hodge was brilliant as Hawkman. I think it's fair to say this is his first major role, his kind of big breakout moment. I'd like to see more, because I think he was fantastic. Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate, wow. That guy, he was everything that you expect a Dr. Fate to be, and it worked really well, and he looked the part. Fantastic. Once again, I hope we see more of him in the future. Cyclone and Atom Smasher, they were fine, they were alright. I can take them or leave them. Cyclone was kind of cool, but whatever. But those main two is Hawkman and Aldous Hodge, Hawkman and Dr. Fate, really cool. The only complaint I have about the Justice Society is, obviously, if you're a comic book fan, you know how strong both Hawkman and Dr. Fate are. And if you're not, you have you've seen what Black Adam can do, and I think it would have been really good to have them fight, like just a quick video clip of them working as a team to take down someone recognisable. Maybe they fought against a Kryptonian. That would have been really impactful if they fought against maybe a Kryptonian from Man of Steel, or you saw them taking on a horde of parademons from Justice League, or just something some people would have recognised. I'm trying to think of Batman villains. It's hard without ended up casting them and things like that. Or maybe someone from the Suicide Squad. If we think of maybe a King Shark, or someone we know is really strong. And you could see them taking him down. I think that would have been really impactful to give us an idea that when actually Black Adam kicks their ass, you go, "Oh, that like they're not messing. These guys are really good." Because actually, we don't in universe we have no idea how good they are. We just know we know nothing. And he goes, "Oh," and Hawkman does. He goes, "Oh, Dr. Fate, he's got godlike powers. He's really super strong." But that means nothing really, does it? So the film goes on, and I don't want to give too much away about the plot elements, but what I would say about this film is I think a lot of people coming off Thor Ragnarok are on a bit of a downer with superheroes, because, let's be honest, but in my opinion, it wasn't good. and the scattergun approach to jokes was too much, and it wasn't funny, and they didn't land. Here, the humour is pitched just right. You have got amusing moments that are really impactful, and you've got a guy called Mohamed Amir. He's like the comic relief character, and it's really he's really impactful because they use sparingly, and especially the kind of Black Adam adapting to our world, and there's a kid who kind of coaches him with catchphrases. Those jokes land really well for me personally. I thought generally when there was a joke, even if I wasn't laughing out loud, there was a chuckle, there was some sort of reaction. So I thought, the humour really landed well for me. The action was fantastic. Black Adam comes across as such a badass, and he's not messing around. He's serious, but he's got moments of levity, and the interaction between him and Justice Society was really good because they sympathise with the people, and they're like, yeah, but this guy's really dangerous, and he shows it. There's moments later in the film where he shows it, and I think there's lots of really cool parts. I don't want to go into it too much, but there's a really interesting part where I don't want to go into spoilers. I don't want to spoil it too much, but this film is absolutely worth seeing. The humour is excellent. The casting is fantastic. The characters are great. It's a really good superhero movie, and I feel like it's been a long while since we've had a really good superhero movie, apart from the Batman. But the Batman's adjacent to all of that because the Batman's it's just so different. It's in its own pocket world, and I think that's fair. But I think Black Adam as an entrance into the DCEU is really strong. Definitely one of the better superhero movies I've seen for a while. I would certainly rank it in terms of this year when you think of Doctor Strange and Eternals that came out. Well, that was towards the end of last year, I think, but even so. And Multiverse, Doctor Strange, Eternals, and Thor. This is probably my top of those kind of superheroes movies. So I think we can give it, for me, it's a very solid 8 out of 10. You'll have a good time. This is a good film that is a lot of fun. Okay? Feel free, if you disagreed with me or anything you want to say, let me know below. The only other thing I'd like to add, actually, is that I thought that The Rock is such a charismatic actor. It really comes across. I feel like Black Adam didn't quite show off his charisma, but apart from that, it's a small. I think I look forward to seeing more of Black Adam, and especially with Shazam coming out. I think it's by the end of the year. It'd be really interesting to see where that goes as well, and because surely you've got to have a face-off. There is a post-credit scene. Stay for the post-credit scene. It's pretty important. It's big. But yeah, like I say, give a comment. I'll be trying to do more of these as I go to cinema. I go very often, so yeah, it's just my thoughts on what I think the films are like. But yeah, have a wonderful day, and let me know what you think. It'd be cool to get some other opinions on that. All right, thank you very much. Bye.